certification of compliance with open meeting laws. Everybody's ready to get in the door. The door is unlocked. It was posted, so it should be good. Lou, you want to do the roll call?
I will do the roll call. Al.
Here.
Cal.
Here.
Greg. Here. Lou Radecki is here. We have no commissioner number 5 at this point, so we have a quorum.
Okay, pledge of allegiance, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, folks, we were all shocked and saddened with Frank's passing last month. Frank was a stalwart supporter of Palmyra Airport and the community. And I'd like to just say it was his diligence that uncovered grants available for Palmyra Airport to recover funds expended during the COVID years, resulting in some $45,000 coming back to the airport. So that's not an insignificant fund. That's why I said 45,000. Obviously, his guidance and enthusiasm for this airport will be deeply missed. And pray the good Lord look alike.
When I first met Frank, I had some misgivings about his dedication to the airport and his intentions, and as it turned out, he turned out to be a wonderful and enthusiastic supporter of the airport. And I didn't find out for a while that he had a connection to the airport that was tragic with his father. And with all that, Frank would call me up a couple of times a month and chat about things, and he was always the kind of person you wanted to have around the airport. He will sorely be missed.
Hey, gentlemen, you've received minutes from the last meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have a motion?
A motion to approve the minutes from August 28th.
There's a motion from Greg,
Okay, I'll second it.
second from Cal to approve the minutes. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Correspondence. Jeff, have you got any correspondence you want to share with us right off or no?
Let's see, I mean, so Greg, do you think now's the time to bring up, correspondence being,
Grant Vanderhoevel approached me about a week ago and submitted a comment about the plowing, and that the way the plowing is restricting the use of skis on airplanes, and was curious if anything, and not to make an issue out of it, but simply to alert and identify, and plowing can be done in a way that does that.
I guess I'd like to understand the guidelines. I mean, as the airport manager, I don't know that I can support or provide a ski area because it is not a designated area. And I didn't purposely make it not usable.
That was understood, right?
It was an effort. We had a lot of snow to get rid of.
Understood.
And that's an area to get rid of snow. And if it impacts, some other people, then, I don't know how to get around that. I can't manicure that area, or I can't do anything to it. Because then that would just say that, we as an airport are now promoting an area that is not a legal landing area for the purpose of landings. So that's kind of a touchy subject on how, I don't know.
Yeah, and it wasn't a complaint from him, it was an observation, so.
It was phrased a little harsh, I thought, but saying that we messed up his ski area, but.
I don't think it was really necessarily meant that way.
Okay.
No one grant,
Yeah, he's a nice guy, I don't think he would
no,
do that, but.
Right.
okay. I did have one thing I received.
I'm gonna, may I butt in before that? So the ski area thing is something that we have, and I've had skis also, they're great fun. But we've kind of more tolerated it on this airport, kind of operate at your own risk. And it's actually pretty clear if you look at the operating policy, that type of operation is probably prohibited by via our airport rules and such. We don't want to turn a blind eye, but with the amount of snow we're getting, and we don't want to be in the position, like you said, of grooming an unofficial area. And that area between the runway and the taxiway is used to pile snow.
Right,
And that's what we need it for.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
It's the airport decision on that. I'm not trying to get in here, just a thought. Keep in mind, if it is against the charter or whatever it is against, you'd have to, there's insurance issues.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
So, just keep that in mind.
Now, there are also, just as background for you, Ron, some skis can operate on the runway as it's plowed, just fine. I had skis that actually had wheels, the tires protruded about 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, okay.
So I was covered on any kind of a surface with it. So I would use the runway out here as necessary, but I would occasionally, and this was actually before the rules were adopted, just so you know, I would occasionally use the area between the taxiway and the runway when the conditions allowed for it. But I just, and those skis are not unusual. I know that Grant has what are considered pure skis or straight skis that his tires are off the aircraft. And he really needs snow to move on. So I'm not sure how you would even get to the area between the taxiway and the runway without taxiing across the pavement. It's usually, if there's any sun on it, just right down to bare pavement. So, I guess there's not much we can do for him.
Not at this point. I did talk to the village president about about a bill that we received from them and without any documentation for some $1,683.95 for rezoning MSA services until the village for it. And I just want you to be aware that I did get an accounting for it. I did get all the paperwork, but I still have some questions, and I'm going to talk to the village president about that, and perhaps I'll make an offer or talk to him to see if we can maybe split that bill. Because in my estimation, and I explained to him, I said, this is something that when you annex the airport, you should have taken care of this. You know, it shouldn't really be on us. Because it was your idea to do the annexation, not ours. And you're the one that collects the money on it, not us. So we had good discussion. Both the village president and town hall were present, and they were very reasonable and very helpful. And when I explained I did not have this bill in my hand, there was no accounting for what it was for or anything other than just rezoning. And the very next day he hand delivered it to my house, so I guess he's responsive, and so I think we're gonna, we'll further the discussion and see about that. See what we can work out there.
Is it clear that this was from the annexation?
Yes,
Or
actually.
from the annexation or from the tax
Yeah.
assessment? And
No,
what-
this is not from the tax assessment, this is for, this was requested by the engineering firm.
How long ago?
2000, let's see, this would have been 4/2005, or 2025.
When were the services supposedly?
Well, this was, if you recall, we had an issue with being able to get a permit to build the keying because the zoning was incorrect. So Strand, who was the engineer on the project, contacted the village of Palmyra and requested that the zoning be redone for that area so we could actually build hangars on there. And so that's what this arose from. And actually, I think that even put off the building a little bit, if I recall. We were a couple months behind because we were waiting for all this stuff to take place. So anyway, I just want to make you aware that I do have in my hand the total billing for it.
The delay to the building completion impacted the opening day of when
Yes,
move-in could occur and when leasing would start then too.
right, that is correct. Okay, airport clubs, anybody got anything?
Yeah, I get some from the Flying Hawks. I'm not a member of the board, but still a member. And their 2 airplanes are up and running. They have a 2-seater low wing. They have a 4-seater high wing. And they are in the process of potentially, tax exempted. I let them know.
Okay.
For that. And for that, they're doing well. I think there's only a couple spots left. If you want to join, if you know somebody wants to join the club. They're filling up.
Very good, thank you, Kim. Okay, I guess financials and manager, we'll just lump them all together again this time. And I happened to notice that you had sent this
An hour before the meeting.
an hour before the meeting, so I went ahead and printed it out.
I put it in there, that I.
Oh, I was just in a panic because it was like 20 minutes to 6. And I thought, so,
Well, so you have enough for everybody then?
If you're
no, I
short,
don't have enough for everybody.
Okay, but you have enough for you.
Got enough for me.
I got an email, I'm good.
Okay, so I've got paper copies here of this stuff.
Well, if you've got paper copies, I suppose.
So she will work on that, and this is, so.
I'll take a copy if you have one.
Yeah, it's just like.
We'll get it
If you have a
over.
spare, that's fine, if not.
Oh, you can just pull that apart and that's.
Okay, now, let's hold off on that though, because that's a separate item.
Budget is,
Budget, number 4, so anything to do with the budget for 26, we'll hold off till we get to the review.
Okay.
is this the full year check detail? Is that what this is?
That is the entire year, yes.
Oh, the entire year.
There's,
Is there something I should find?
Pardon?
Is that something I should find?
Yeah, probably. Probably be good.
so do you want me to go through? So I think we went through August, the end of August, I think the last
Right.
meeting.
Yeah, I don't think we need to start over at the beginning of the year.
Oh, shoot. I sorted these by vendor, not by date.
I hate it when that happens.
Looks like now this is gonna be fun.
Give him a highlighter.
All right, well,
essentially it's electric bills, gas bills, electric payments to the town for the maintenance building that we have a meter for, or I guess it's a meter, I guess. Other items on there that are notable. So we are getting a bill now, electric bill for the new hangar. Starting in the spring when they started construction. So we have that added in there. We did have a couple of repairs from this last snowfall. Our tractor blew a hose. Had to have that fixed. That was $423. Had a new
How many
hose.
gallons of hydraulic fluid were you wearing when that hose came?
Well, it was on the behind of the tractor, so I was in the tractor. And, but we did lose 10 gallons and donated it to the runway, to the edge of the runway, so.
That'll happen.
And, so that was probably the most expensive part, is the hydraulic fluid, but
Why don't we do this? You've got the accounting here. And it's not like we have to okay the expenditures because it's all within what we've already okayed. So why don't we just do a summary on the P&L? You see where we're standing at the end of 2025 here?
yeah, so if I guess if we look for the whole year, we had a budget expenditure, an approved budget of $25.5K. For the year, we spent $21,400. So we spent, so if you go on the page 2, the bottom of the 25 actuals, right above the 13 and the 10, you'll see total expense.
Mm-hmm.
And so we budgeted 25.4, we spent 21.4. And so we were
4,100 under budget.
4,100 under budget.
That's
And
pretty good, especially considering some of the expenses we had.
yeah, we
Equipment.
had, yeah. So I had some repairs on the mower and stuff like that. So as far as income, we were above budget by $3,500 on income, which our income is T-hanger rents and land leases. And so that, I'm still chasing some people down. I've got a few $1,000s of land lease payments to chase down. And so I'm still working on getting that evened up by the end of the year.
Very good. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you and Chris for the Herculean effort you did moving this snow and keeping this airport open during that. I know you guys put in an awful lot of hours, and that stuff wasn't easy to move.
No, it was 8, 10, or 10, 12 inches. My calculator was like 750,000 cubic feet of snow.
Only you would sit down and calculate.
Yeah, I don't
But
go to the
thank-
airport all
thank
that
you
often,
very
but man,
much.
every time I'm here, which is most weekends only, it's always very romantic.
Okay, we did have on here, we kind of expected to see some guys from the ultralights out here, and they're not here. I am assuming it's too cold to fly ultralights right now. So why don't we do this? Jeff, you're in contact with some of those fellows, aren't you?
Right. Actually, one of the ultralight guys, he was sweeping off the cones. And,
Oh, okay,
but that was Chuck Fritzel.
okay.
I think Jerry Thimer was the one who was going to talk, right?
I'm so good with names. I'm fortunate if I can remember my own some names. So, no, I can't really comment on that, but if you would like to contact them and then let Lou know know if they would like to come to our next meeting.
Okay. Sure, I can do that.
It's an informational kind of thing. We're gonna give him like 10 minutes. I think he had a little, video or something he wanted to show of what he did, or what the procedure was and that. And then that way, everybody's at least familiar with what's going on. So, I think that'd be a good thing to get him in here early. Next meeting, we'll probably shoot for February, and go from there. So, probably mid to late February.
Okay, I'll let them know.
All right. Old business. Cal, you wanna give an update on the stormwater assessment calculations?
So what I did, I'll just start out with the statement, stormwater charges may not apply to public right of way. So what I did is I got some information from, Rick Martin, and some of them, I have to flex this information, cause when I did his math, it was based on 66 hangars, per square footage. I talked to the airport manager, he said there's 57 hangars, and then we're gonna tweak. Then I said, well, he said that the T hangars pay stormwater, so that's adding more space. But basically, here's how it works. You just use one hangar, and you just use one hangar, typically 40 by 40 feet, which is 1,600 square feet. Now, the information I have was 66, so I'm just gonna go with 66 hangars, times 1,600 square feet, 40 by 40. You get 105,600 square feet. Then I just went to Google, and converted that square footage into acreage. It came out to 2.24 acres. And then the data that I got from Rick, the airport is actually 8.2 acres. So you can, pretty much from there, you just do a simple math thing. What is 2.24 of 8.2? It's just division. So you take 2.2, you divide it by 8.2, or I mean, yeah, you take 2.2 acres, which is the housing of the hangar rental people, you divide it by 8.2, the total, you end up with 0.295121951. Not important. You round over significant figures, you get 0.35 rounds up, you get 0.30. 0.30 converted over to percentage, you multiply by 100, you end up with 30%. So roughly 30% is it should be paid for by the hangar owners. You can divide it up however you want to do that. So, but I have to tweak it, have to fine tune it. I get to, go ahead, Al.
Just a question here.
8.2 acres for the
8.2
total.
acres?
Yeah.
Is that what we're being billed for?
I don't know. That's another question.
See, I think that's what we need to find out is what are we being billed for and what is the actual?
Then I'd have to go to the village and find out.
I did have conversation with the village president and Tom Ball at the same time we were discussing this other little matter.
Sure.
And I brought up the fact that we should not be paying stormwater runoff on taxiways because they're held open to the public. We should not be paying on the helipad out here because that's used by the EMS service for the helicopter flight. Flight for life. So anyway, they seemed kind of receptive to what I was telling them because I said, you don't pay it on your village park, why should we be paying it here?
I think a healthy compromise is like 50-50 because I'm using total acreage, 8.2. It's obviously going to be less than if you use 2.42 acres divided by 5, it's going to be a higher number. Whatever. I love to find out that number from the village, and it'll probably come out to around 40%, 50%. So, I mean, you're probably right on track.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. But Cal, thank you very much for going through all those gyrations. And we appreciate that. Okay, hangar numbering. Joe, did you?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
did not.
Okay.
I put that on because that got moved from the last meeting, and I think Frank actually had some input on that and requested that we bring that up this meeting,
Yeah,
but I don't know what he had in mind.
Well, Frank wanted us to get special signs. Frank likes signs. And he wanted to order signage that would be consistent throughout the airport. And I think that maybe we just need to get after the hangar owners, guilty, and put a number on the hangar, either facing the taxiway or facing the road, whichever, you know. We happen to be on the road going out there, we probably ought to put the number on the side towards the road rather than the side toward the taxiway. That way people know what the end number is so they can run up or back.
That location will also help the fire department if they can see it.
That's what it's for,
Okay.
basically, there's no.
But the location is what I was
Yeah.
saying.
And you're gonna wanna, you're probably gonna wanna somewhat standardize, give them some instructions as to size and, like you said, location, so that the fire department and others know exactly where to look. So it may make sense to just make them all the same, but that's up to you.
Now, can I ask the manager a question? So the physical building is taxed and goes to the village, correct? What about the land? Is that land, when you get charged for the land that the hangers on, is that the town or is that the airport? Does that go to the airport?
You mean the lease?
The lease, does that go to
The lease money goes to the airport.
So what you could do, just so you don't have different size letters and everything, you could be the head guy, say, okay, they're gonna be this spacing, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna add the cost to your land lease. That way you got bills, you can cover your letters and numbers or whatever you wanna do. And just add it to the land lease and done.
Spoken like a true politician.
Well, I don't know, I'm just trying to get her, who, cause you go to the village and
Many of the hangars are numbered already,
yeah, they are.
so.
I would just coordinate with
Sometimes it's just spray paint and a stencil.
Yeah,
and-
you could do that too. The easiest way is just contact the fire department and say, hey, how do you want it? Or negotiate over lunch and say, hey, this is how they would like it, you like it. They may have some legality of certain sizes that we don't know about.
But have them buy.
Yes, have them buy lunch. It's for their safety.
But they do have a map of the airport and all the hangar numbers on a card, on a piece of paper, so they just need to reference that when they come, and hopefully they won't come, but.
It's just a way to pay for the letters.
All right.
I like your stencil.
This has come up,
I do too.
this has come up before, and the reason we have hangar numbers is that a couple of years ago, this came up and we all agreed to see to it that all the hangars were numbered. Most are, although they may not be uniform. I mean, the ones I bought for my hangar 16 are 4 or 5 inches tall, and very legible, and most of them are legible that you see. Now, there's not a consistency, but no one spoke about that a few years ago when it came up. So are we changing the game right now for this, or we just want to keep going with what we've been doing from?
Let's, right now, why don't we just do what we're doing and let Jeff have conversation with the fire department and see if they're okay with what we're doing. And then we'll just ask the hangar, if they are, we'll just ask the hangar owners to make sure that there is some number designation on their building visible from either the taxiway or the road.
Let them determine, I mean, they might want them to be very reflective, so they're gonna see them at night, so. They should be the defined.
Or if they have numbers, if they have a map already, maybe they're fine with the way it is.
Sure. Yeah. But if you would ask a question, Jeff,
Okay.
like I say, have them buy lunch. Good luck. Okay, number 3, update on possible crack filling, paving of airport road and of taxiways. I did have a discussion with Sam from Bureau of Aeronautics. And he said paving, no. But, crack filling, yes, we can probably get that done. So that's something we're probably gonna be looking at in the spring, because they aren't gonna be crack filling this time. But there's several areas that do need it. I see that there's cracks that are like that deep where they had crack filled before and now it's sunk down in there. We gotta be real cautious about that. The other thing, we might wanna talk to the village about paving this road, seeing as we annex the village. They probably won't go along with that, but.
You can take that one.
Thank you. Okay. So I think that one we're gonna have to let go till we get a hold of Sam and.
Yeah, I've kind of pinged him on that as well.
Have you? Okay. Or get them down here and we'll talk to them by hand about getting them done in the spring.
Right.
Okay.
So should we put that as on the upcoming agenda or just let it go?
No, I think we're gonna let that go, cause it's probably gonna be, we're probably gonna be looking at April, May, June or August, or, you know,
Sometime.
to get it done. Okay, new business. Discuss and possibly take action on Cal's expiring term. Well, I did have conversation with Cal, and Cal would be willing to serve a full term. And I gratefully acknowledge that. I think Cal does a wonderful job, and he certainly brings an awful lot of aeronautical knowledge to the board. Being an international pilot and everything, he's way ahead of this old boy, I'll tell you. So, anyway, I did mention to our town board member present here this evening that we would like to see Cal reappointed, and that they'll have to take up at their meeting in January. So,
Let's make sure we have that. Is there any paperwork or anything you need to, yes, or?
no,
I think
just an appointment by the board.
I think what we should do on this one, I think I'd like to make a motion that we recommend Cal for, recommend that the town board appoint Cal for.
Okay.
All right. So I will make a motion that,
Yes, I second.
Lou made the motion.
yeah,
We've got a
second, we're done.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All
I
right.
didn't say I for opposed.
Okay. Item number 2, because we have this money coming back, and like I said, Frank was the one that actually dug up that the grants were available. But Jeff was the one that did all the footwork to gather all that information from, what year was it, 2000?
It was the tail end of 23,
Tail end of 23
up present.
to present. And submit all those bills. You had to put all the billings together, match up the checks with the bills
And the bank statements.
and the bank statements,
I mean, you know,
and ship them up to the folks in Madison who thankfully applied for the grants for us. And,
I think if Jeff had anybody looking over his shoulder, we can call that an audit.
yeah. Really. But at any rate, there is some equipment needs here at the airport. And we've been looking at that.